Good too. Hello once again, everyone. I am back with some more Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn. I just realized something with the cutscenes. I can have them know. I can choose whether they're automatic or not. So I could have read all those cutscenes if I could have. I think I might have forgotten about that in the interim. But whatever, what's done is done. In any event, let's just wake up. Alright. Where we are now? My house. Made those myself. Oh, and I got this over here from a quest. Like some of the stuff here from quests. And made these made some of these myself. Bought that picture. Bought that. Are these Ananta? As you can see, my place is something of a library. A cozy little library. Plenty of snacks to go around. But in any case, where we left off, we have just destroyed the Ultima weapon and have ushered in the 7th Astral Era. But what we're doing now is some cutscenes. Bust out the popcorn as I attempt to find what we're looking for. Ah, snap! That is all we have for Bahamut. Just 2 cutscenes. I know I completed it. What about Crystal Tower? Huh. So there's gonna be less cutscenes than we thought. Because I've already done plenty of this. And no, I am not going to go through all that mess. Oh wait, we have these. We do have these, but I don't know. Do I or do I not? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's do these. Let's start with... Let's bust this out here. Look at these sweeping shots. I mean, I could do all the quests and such, but that would take a... But I'm not going to do that. The scars left by the calamity. Yep, this is Alizé. I can scarce breathe for the surfeit of ether. Tell me, have you ever seen corrupted crystals such as these? Such crystals manifested across the realm when the course of the great river of ether was irrevocably altered 5 years ago. Behold, one of the objects that caused that alteration. A fragment of the lesser moon, Dalamon. Ancient ally created Dalamon, a meteor, to use the Garlean name, to serve as a celestial prison for Bahamut. Its fall inflicted grievous wounds upon the land, wounds that have yet to heal, as is evident from the corrupted crystals. amazing. Dalaman's internal defenses still function in spite of everything. Testament to the ingenuity of the Allegans. The Gallians seek to appropriate their advanced technology. I am certain of it. We're about to come face to face with secrets that have long lain buried within the sands of time. Great dangers may lay beyond, but we have come too far to turn back. The truth of the calamities within reach. Oh. Gods preserve. Dark wings that would engulf the very heavens. These could only belong to Bahamut, the primal who laid Eorzea to waste 5 years ago. I can't know my grandfather sought to imprison Bahamut anew by invoking the power of the 12. Alas, the Dread Worm proved too powerful, and he soon broke free of his confines. Yet instead of resuming the destruction he had begun, Bahamut vanished. Whether to, no one knew, till this day. But I do not understand. If Bahamut is truly a primal, how is it that he retains his physical form? Did grandfather defeat him? Or is there some other explanation? We must press on if we are to learn the truth. It's a snake. It's a snake. Okay, there's nothing else to that. So let's go into 2. Very red and blue. And this is just to showcase the end of it, but we'll see it anyway. Number 3. Four. Honey? Press the elevator! Turn 5! Okay, we have a lot more cutscenes in this one. The Ragnarok. That's a claw. This is going rather smoothly than going rather more smoothly than I expected. It is indeed convenient to have a hero in hand. Gods, the cavern should open up again, even at this depth. Huh! This resembles a finger. Yep. And so it should. This is Bahamut's hand. As with the wings, it seems to be frozen. For that I count my blessings, but again I find myself wondering, how is it able to retain physical form? I'd assumed that Bahamut's reversion to ether was the cause of widespread changes to the realm. But if he's still here, that theory no longer holds. What was it then that brought about the realm's sudden regeneration? Not so much we do not know about Cottonau. I haven't the slightest inkling how deep these caverns run, but we must continue. We got Dragos. Coil of Bahamut complete. Got some more cutscenes to handle first. This contraption, is it used to control the saturation of ether? I suppose there's only one way to find out. The dragon you vanquished earlier. That lets you notice that peculiar contraption around its neck. Sorry, folks. It's likely a receptor of some description used to enslave the creature. Ancient Alec possessed the means to control dragons, it would seem. The Ishgardians would kill for this knowledge, though to be sure, it could as easily be brought to bear against them. An army of dragons could turn the tide of any battle, as the Garleans once learned to their sorrow. It would not be the least bit surprised if they now sought to exploit this power. Whatever their plans, this serves as another reminder of the might of the Allegans. One cannot help but wonder how so advanced a civilization came to fall. All systems online. good. May gods be good. Surprise! This is the head. This is Bahamut's head. An enormous crystal. It pulsates as if it were a heart. The primal that had awakened. Was Bahamut all this time? No. No, no, no! This cannot be true. This would mean that grandfather died for naught. Confound it! We do not know enough to strike at it now. We must withdraw. Who is that? No, it can't be. Grandfather? Is it truly you? Who's the other bloke? He's floating up in air. No, don't leave me again, please. Grandfather! I know. You knew no more for now. Poof. Me. Poof. But this looks like... How did we come to be in northern Thanaland of all places? Oh, such details matter little. Grandfather's alive, Valzen. Bahamut did not defeat him. But why won't he return to us? I don't understand. What do you think? This expedition has yielded more questions than answers. At any rate, it would both be better for a rest. Let us return to the Waking Sands and reflect upon what we have seen. Thank you, Valzen. Without you, none of this would have been possible. Second coil of Bahamut. Dalaman's Shadow. It seems that Dalaman has seen its shadow. That means we're in for longer winters. How strange. Why could we not see all this before? I suppose it's only to be expected that corrupted crystals should accompany a disturbance of this magnitude. After all, the fragment likely pierced the ground to a depth of many hundreds of yalms. The swirling ether leaking from the wound must warp the very air, creating a veil that hides these formations from view. Well, it's not as if we expected this to be a straightforward task. Let's tread carefully, shall we, Valzen? It's imperative that we win through to the depths of the structure, disable the mechanism that powers Bahamut's regeneration. Of course, if we need chance to encounter my grandfather upon the way, I shall not let him go again. While there is hope that he may yet be saved. Mayhap we should put such thoughts from our minds until, well, after we have successfully gained entrance to the place. That opening up ahead appears a suitable point of ingress. Murder plant. And the murder plant's defeat. That should do it. Turn 2. Eh? Alma. No, it couldn't be. Be on your guard, Valzin. Though it defies all reason that he should live. Know of only one who wears such armor. He whom the Empire raised as high as the Black Wolf himself, the legatus of the 7th Legion. I speak of the madman who brought the Meteor Project to fruition. We faced the White Raven, Nael Van Darnus, harbinger of the 7th Umbral Era. Nael Van Darnus? Ah, that was the name of the fool who perished upon the eve of the promised Age of Glory. It should not be uttered within these hallowed halls. Out of love for his loyal servant, the one true deity named me Nael Deus Darnus. The one true deity? Bahamut! He speaks of Bahamut! Oh Lord Bahamut, thy name is as sweet water to parched lips. How my heart swells at thy sacred touch. This blessed sanctum is the domain of my God and his beloved children. Seek to defile its glory, and you will answer to me. He didn't land on the elevator, he just straight up fell. How is this possible? From what Alphino has told me, Nael was slain on the eve of the calamity. Whatever the truth of the matter, we must be on our guard. There can be no reasoning with the worshippers of a primal. Right. Turn 3! Beep, beep, I'm a sweep. I said beep, beep, we are sweep. Reminded of the passages beneath Castrum Aqueduct. Must have traveled quite some distance below the surface. Or of the same tunnels. Tunnels be good. Surely they cannot continue all the way down from the upper floors. It's difficult to see inside. I have a terrible feeling those corridors house more of the dreadful guardians you've already faced. It is said that the Elegants excelled in the creation of chimerical beasts, and that the Red Moon teemed with 1,000 fantastical monstrosities, all to prevent the enemies of the ancient empire from releasing the Elder Primal. I wonder, the creatures that prowl these halls, could they be the beloved children of what Nail spoke of?
Big brother?
I'm sorry, I had to. Well, it's yet another mystery to ponder upon our return. Shall we continue onwards? We've already traveled and traversed so far into hell already. Yes, here we go. This didn't take me until Endwalker came out to complete this one on my own. This raid is notorious. Oh. They have entire dimensions in this place. Like bloody hell. That's ominous. That surely cannot be Dolomud. Where are we? The final resting place of Nail and Darkness. This is a grave for the undeserving. And for the crime of trespassing upon my god's sanctuary, this place shall serve as your grave too. No! In the hour of his failure, Nail Van Darnus felt the current of ether began to bear away his essence. But before oblivion could claim the loss of him, a divine will reached out, and I was born. Then did the words of my god resound in my ears. Bring unto mine enemies crushing defeat. that they might know despair without end, and claim thee thus the victory which thou wert once denied. Yes, rocks the dragon. He gained boobs? It would seem that little remained of Nail's essence when Bahamut plucked him from the brink of oblivion. The result was this strange simulacrum. Nevertheless, her aura bespeaks great power. She channels the rage of the Elder Primal himself. What the fuck is Nail's pronouns? I'm confused. Lord Bahamut, I wish is my command. None shall escape thy unquenchable fury. Come, ye dull, unthinking beasts, your teeth. They will avail you not in the calamity to come. Alright, bring it, bitch. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember now. Okay, yeah. It was an illusion? This was all a simulation. A very good one at that. Okay. Poor creature, would that you had never been born. You had surrendered your physical form and collapsed into ether, but Bahamut denied you death and imprisoned what little was left of you in an ethereal shell resembling... what, I wonder? Images from your memory, perhaps? Put him out of his misery. Her? But that shell's now broken. Your primal deity seems disinclined to sustain your existence. My primal deity? And I kneel to no icon. What need have I to beg the favor of such filth? I am Nail von Darnus, legatus of the 7th Legion. No. Moment. My thoughts are clouded. This body is not mine own. Could it be that you spoke the truth? Was I ensorcelled by the Lesser Moon's ancient prisoner? That will not happen again. You speak as if Bahamut no longer controlled you. But that's impossible. Once a primal ensnares a mind, it cannot be freed. Unless Bahamut simply relinquished his claim. What need has he of a broken spirit bound for the ethereal realm? Oh, that I should fall prey to the very influence I sought to purge from the land. The irony is galling. But do not assume that all my actions were chosen for me. It was my will that the Meteor Project be resurrected. Mine and none other. Yet it seems that my grand designs were destined to fail. Even the ungentle release of death was denied me. Now, please, you must tell us more of the calamity. I must know the truth of what has befallen the world. What has befallen my grandfather, Archon Louisoix? You are Louisoix's grandchild? The Fates are generous with their cruelty. Continue on. You would have your answers, they await you at the terminus of your path. But know that this path leads only to despair. The light of truth was ever harsh and unforgiving. Why do you say this? Grandfather will be freed once we put a stop to Bahamut's restoration, will he not? What are you not telling us? Steel yourself, child. Only unbending resolve and merciless strength can conquer what lies ahead. We can do aught but weep under the pall of their own misery, as did the frail child I once was. Silence, chattering raven. Your wretched wings are broken, and you shall soar no more. My crimson moon, your brilliance sears mine eyes. Recognize that voice, Falsend. Never would he say such words. Come, let's find what we came to do. We'll be put all right when the final husk lies dormant. Grandfather will be himself again. I'm sure of it. Sure. Let's go with that. Bahamut regenerates more swiftly than I had anticipated. Let us hope that disabling this coil will serve to slow the process. The display seems different. The controls appear to mimic the mechanism we found in the Lanosian husk. The Hulk. It shouldn't pose a problem. Alison, forgive me. The moment I beheld Nell's transformation, hope wilted in my heart. I did not believe you could stand against the manifestation of Bahamut's power. All your fabled strength and skill, I felt certain that I was going to lose you. Just as I lost my grandfather. Even he, a man for whom naught seemed impossible, was humbled before Bahamut's might. Yet look how far we've come. These incredible defeats of which we are capable. Our boundless potential. It was this capacity for greatness, I believe, that grandfather so dearly wished to protect. With all that has occurred, I have come to understand that much at least. Righto. It's done. Shall we make our way back to the surface and gather our thoughts? I've seen much that will benefit from Orionge's learned perspective. Oh, you ass. Grandfather, it's you. It is you. Then why? Abandon this quest, Alize. I will not countenance further sabotage of the coils. Sabotage? But we must disable the coils if we are to prevent Bahamut's revival. Your defiance seals your fate. Who are... No. No, you are not who I thought you were. My grandfather would never... Foolish girl. How could the White Raven allow herself to be bested by such sniveling opponents? Listen well. All exists at the pleasure of one divine will. The word of Lord Bahamut is absolute. Scurry back into your holes, vermin. You've been granted this one reprieve. But should you be so foolish as to crawl into my lord's domain again, I will crush the life from you myself. Well, there's your answer. The light in grandfather's eyes. He suffered the same fate as Nail. Alright. My grandsire is no more. Was not but a phantom that profanes his noble memory. This mockery must be expunged. I will not rest until I free grandfather's soul from Bahamut's tyranny. Do you hear me, Bahamut? Your time is at an end. Eorzea and my family will be avenged. The final coil. Now we have Alvino. So this is what it looks like on the inside. This interment hulk still functions. Teleportation was a success. We have come to the right place. There's no telling how much further Bahamut has regenerated since we last beheld him. Let's make haste to the main bridge and deactivate the coil. Leave it to me. There were receptacles similar to these in the previous Hulk. Those held chimerical beasts. Only the Allagans know what other abominations may be sleeping within. This may well be part of Dalaman's internal defenses. But stay on our guard at all times. Hmm? Dragons. So many. We were, we were aware that the Allagans possessed the means to control the creatures, but to imprison them thus is barbaric. I would not wish such a fate upon my worst enemy. It is plain that no love was lost between the Allagans and the dragons. But was it truly necessary to keep so many and so great a number here? Dalama did not want for defenses. This we have experienced firsthand. Such guardians as the Allagans created, both living and unliving, were surely no less capable of repelling intruders than these poor creatures. Tell me something, Alize. Have you not managed to determine by whose will Bahamut exists? No, I have not. At first I assumed that Bahamut had no people of his own. That the Allagans had previously discovered a way to simulate prayer itself. However, Nail's words give me cause to reconsider, specifically the Shade's mention of Bahamut's beloved children. From that, I infer that the primals given form by the will of worshippers whom we have yet to... Oh. God, strike me down for a blind fool! Bahamut's beloved children, right there, before my very eyes. How can I be so stupid? Who else but the dragons of Elds would summon Bahamut? Who else but they could sustain him? To think I wondered why the Allagans kept them imprisoned here. It ensured the flame of Bahamut's life go out. Its faithful children would summon him back. For this reason, the Allagan Empire kept an army of dragons here in a perpetual state of duress that might sustain the primal's existence. Truly, the Allagans' ingenuity knows no bounds. Neither did their cruelty. Small wonder that Bahamut was so enraged. Let no one deny that it was the man who sowed the seeds of the calamity. Will you now turn your hatred towards our kind, dear sister? Do not patronize me, Alethano. Merely acknowledge our guilt. Lest you be in any doubt, I have no intention of allowing Bahamut to lay the world to waste, regardless of the atrocities the Allagans committed against his kind. We have no choice but to eliminate all who worship him, be they his children or his thralls. It seems reasonable to assume that the system responsible for the primal's regeneration is also responsible for sustaining the captive dragons. If we disable it, all should perish. Let us press on. Sounds good to me. Let's put the dragons out of their misery. Two. Regeneration grid 86835. Yums. That thing has 3 heads. This looks like the mortal of Dolomon. Yes. For millennia, Bahamut must have gazed at this unchanging view. Trapped inside a prison that was scarcely large enough to contain him, unable to move, denied the release of death, how his hatred for man must have been burned. And that hatred found an ideal vessel in Nail von Darnus. In many ways, Bahamut is to be pitied, not loathed. But knowing the true extent of his fury, I am more convinced than ever of the necessity of our endeavor. Besides, he is not the only soul that cries out for vengeance. Ooh, getting close.
Gods, he is almost whole again.
Oh, so now there's voice lines.
His size is staggering. I can scarce imagine how Grandfather stood against such a monstrosity.
This cannot be allowed to proceed any further. Let us disable the coil and move on. Grandfather? No, that man is dead. I will not dishonor my beloved grandsire's memory by calling you such. You are but his twisted shape, the thrall of a mad primal.
You were foolish to disregard my warning, child. Are you so convinced of your own righteousness?
'Tis the rightness of our path that led us to return. Eorzea will never be safe whilst Bahamut remains to threaten all we hold dear. What of the hero who gave his life in defense of the realm? Do you truly dispute the justice of our cause?
My poor, ignorant grandchildren. Your world is shaped by naught but recent conflict. Listen, and I will speak to you of justice.
His voice sounds familiar. Like, it sounds like Archimonde from Warcraft.
'Twas in the twilight of the Third Astral Era. The southern land of Mericidia suffered invasion at the hands of the Alagon Empire. With no atrocity too depraved for their purpose, the forces of Alec were unstoppable in their advance. Desperate for salvation, the dragons prayed to one of their first brood, to their ancestor Bahamut. Infused by the power of their fervent supplications, Bahamut arose from the abyss of death and took wing as the Mericidians' newborn god. Yet this great miracle would only serve to further the maniacal designs of the dragon's imperial conquerors. The cruel fetters which bind my lord stand testament to the Alagon's boundless greed and hubris. I once summoned the 12 in an attempt to forestall the advent of the 7th Umbral Era. What then did the dragons of Mericidia do that I did not? Wherefore are they accursed and I exalted? 'Tis man's overweening belief in his own primacy that blinds him to the commonness of his condition and the truth of his own tyranny. As long as man is suffered to remain, the dragons shall never be at peace.
That's you.
Only when the plague of people has been expunged shall the children of Lord Bahamut be free. Then shall the world know true justice.
Stop it! Grandfather would never say such things. His belief that people were worth saving never faltered. He had faith in their strength, that they could stand together and push back against the darkness seeking to shape them.
A false hope. 'Tis folly to place one's faith in so flawed a race. Stand together? Huh. They would first need to agree on which direction to face. If history teaches us anything, it is that man cannot find common ground between his own 2 feet. Even you, twins whose veins run with the same blood, struggle to fathom each other's reasoning. You hide your differing agendas behind the convenient banner of Eorzea's salvation. Given your obvious self-interest, can you truly claim no kinship with the oligarch? And though I hope they might bring you closer, 'twould seem that the twin grimoires I bestowed upon you were a wasted gesture.
There may well be truth in your judgment of Alize and me, but such a one-sided tirade bemoaning the evils of man rings false, coming from the lips of Archon Louisoix. Tell me, do you champion the cause of dragons because Bahamut compels you as his thrall? Or is it because you yourself have transcended the limits of man's existence?
Ah, so the possibility did not escape your notice. What I prayed for, and what I have become. These are the keys that unlock the truth behind Eorzea's rebirth.
Oh boy.
If you would have them, then you must needs take them by force. Come, rend this divine form asunder and claim your answers.
Blue Phoenix. What's the confusion between...
I thought... No. He has become a primal?
It is difficult, I know, but you must accept it. That entity is no phantom or imposter. It is our beloved grandsire.
Please, for his sake and for ours, you must defeat our grandfather.
Right out there. What's the confusion between Bahamut and a Phoenix? Ah, back to red.
Grandfather is truly gone this time. But better it end this way than the alternative.
I am yet here, Alize. my dear, sweet granddaughter.
Grandfather?
I must thank you, warrior of light. Without your valor, I might never have broken free of Bahamut's control.
Well.
These last few moments are mine, to live as the man I once was.
Well,
This is all that I wanted. Yet, now that it is happening, I find myself struggling to believe it. Is it really you?
Grandfather, pray forgive me my insolence. It was not my intent to demean you.
Forgive you? I am proud of you, child. You were wise enough to deduce the manner of creature I had become. Alfino, Alize, if any here should beg forgiveness, it is I.
Grandfather, I must ask, will you not tell us what befell during the calamity?
Yes, yes, of course. You have come far to hear the truth. Let us then begin the tale at the Battle of Cartamel, where clashed the forces of the Garlean Empire and the Eorzean Alliance. 'Twas there in the sky above the surging armies that the elder primal Bahamut broke free of the Red Moon Dalamut. In an effort to contain this avatar of destruction, I called upon the 12 to aid me in the creation of a prison of ether. But Bahamut would not be caged by such feeble bars. Too vast was his might, too fierce his rage. Little choice remained to me. I used the last of my strength to entrust our hope unto the future, and prepared to meet my end.
come on, don't cliffhang us like that. was freaking dope.
As you have no doubt surmised, I did not perish. When the cage built from the essences of the 12 was destroyed, the sky was filled with a colossal cloud of ether. This drifting energy responded to the prayers of those fighting below, and to my own desperate wish that the dying realm be saved by infusing me with the power of a primal. I became the immortal phoenix, ancient symbol of rebirth. Rising into the sky, I struck Bahamut with all my newfound strength. The blow shattered his earthly form, and a shower of ether rained down upon the land. Thus began the rejuvenation of Eorzea. Believing the deed done, I relinquished my hold on that staggering energy, desirous that it should be returned to the realm without delay. But I had not reckoned on Bahamut's tenacious will. Even as he teetered upon the cusp of oblivion, the dragon reached out to claim me. Alas, within my fast fading form, enough remained of the Phoenix's energy to offer Bahamut a hold, and he dragged me along in his wake.
And thus began your existence as the Elder Primal's thrall.
I cannot help but wonder at his will to survive. Though he was all but obliterated, Bahamut found a way to seize the power you surrendered. That would explain why part of his physical form survived to be entombed underground.
It would also explain why Eorzea was so terribly warped. Even as the land sought to restore itself, the returning flow of ether was cut off.
Very good. When his grip on existence was once again secured, Bahamut did not cease his feast until he had consumed every last mote of ether that yet floated in the air.
And still he was not fully restored.
You must remember that by this time, much of the freed ether had already returned to the land. That which remained was not sufficient to reconstruct so massive a form in its entirety. But there did not need to be. Not for a being sustained by the marvels of Allagan technology. As long as some piece of Bahamut persists, the coils will seek it out and continue their regenerative task. The fragments of Dalamud appear motionless from the surface, but deep beneath the ground they had been searching, tunneling through rock and soil towards their escaped prisoner. And, as you have observed for yourselves, they found his heart. Warrior of Light, heed me. You must put a stop to Bahamut's regeneration. Whether it be for man or for dragonkind. The question of justice is irrelevant. The Elder Primal will leave naught but a smoldering wasteland for both his children and ours. I beg you to defend Eorzea and guide its people to the future they yet struggle to find.
Leave it to me.
This portal will take you to the final internment hulk. 'Tis time for the tale of Bahamut and his part in the calamity to come to an end. Alvino, Alize, pray, come closer. Your hopes and dreams must no longer be an extension of mine. You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm, your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
Of course, Grandfather. I have already made it my mission to see this newborn Eorzea survive and flourish.
Alize, while I was yet enthralled to Bahamut, you spoke of my faith in man's strength. Know that your words reached me, imprisoned though my soul still was. So forceful was your conviction, I wonder if that belief has not become your own. Perhaps, after all your anger and sorrow was spent, you found something greater within you. See this fight to its culmination. 'Tis also your strength in which I have faith.
Thank you for everything. Pray, take your rest, Grandfather. You deserve it.
Oh.
There are records of an art that allowed one to summon the power of a primal from the essence of its demise. And though I am no true primal, all that I have left, I give to you. Alvino, Alize, my darling grandchildren. May light's blessings ever keep and protect you.
Oh.
Come, Warrior of Light. Our task remains undone.
Damn right. Let's end this shit. The final coin of Bahamut. Turn 4. The Burning Heart.
Twas a long and arduous road, but at last we reach its end. Farewell, Bahamut. I banish you back to the ether. He is not yet whole. I did not think him capable.
Oh. Oh, cripes.
Alize! Alize!
had thought it finally over. We will not survive another blast. No. Is this how I honor my promise to Grandfather?
You must needs find your own reason to fight for this realm. Your own meaning in this sea of chaos. Will you do that for me?
I will, Grandfather. In fact, I believe I already have. That reason has been with me all along, guiding me. Eorzea's blade of light, shearing through endless shrouds of darkness. I have been shown the miraculous feats of which we are all capable, of which I am capable. Bahamut, you have wreaked enough havoc. I will not let your wrathful fires consume all that we know and love.
How long I have waited to hear you say that! You have found your resolve at last! Let me join my strength to yours. In this place, in this moment, our purpose has become one! Future of Eorzea!
This last task is yours, Warrior of Light. You must destroy Bahamut's crystal core.
Alright! Here I go! Just me. And let's skip right to the end there.
You did it!
And as much as I can.
But one task remains. With this last coil disabled, there shall be naught left to bind Bahamut to this world. His beloved children will finally know peace.
And that's the end of Bahamut.
Tis done. He is truly gone. You knew, didn't you? You knew what Grandfather had become.
I was not certain, but from all I had gleaned, it seemed a distinct possibility. The scene people describe of the Battle of Cartano was one of unimaginable devastation, and 'tis through the combined prayers of the desperate and an abundant source of ether that primals are born. I merely put two and two together.
Huh.
And you consider that a sufficient explanation? Well, however you stumbled across your theory, 'twas this revelation that made you wary of my attachment to Grandfather. You feared that in my obsession, I would fall under his primal sway. Is that why you decided to join us? To pull me back should I show signs of wavering?
Pray forgive me, sister. I wished only to protect you. Yet I see now that I needn't have doubted the strength of your conviction. May I ask you a question? What do you now intend to do with the truth you have uncovered?
Which particular truth was that, brother? The fact that desperate prayer gave rise to the primal phoenix? That this new god was responsible for setting Eorzea on the path to rebirth? Should such a tale become common knowledge, people would soon offer up their prayers in earnest. They would beseech Phoenix to complete the healing that was begun.
Yet as you and I know all too well, the very act of calling forth this savior would do more harm to the land than good. We cannot encourage such worship for this very reason. Were Grandfather forced to return as an ether-draining primal, it would undo all that he had worked to protect. Your abiding love for him was the key that unlocked the truth of the calamity. But keys may also serve to seal doors that were best left unopened. Let your love now guide your actions, and lock away deep inside the fate of both Grandfather and Bahamut.
Fear not, Alphino. I understand what must be done. The realm need not know the truth for it to be saved. That the Elder Primal is banished, to return no more. That is enough. Let us make our way back to the surface. Poor Oriange must be beside himself with worry.
Righto. Well, that was an adventure and a half. Huh. Now let's finish this off with Alize's path. Warrior of light returneth undimmed from the depth of darkness. By thy triumphant bearing, I take it thou hast succeeded in thy mission, and yet thou art alone. Mistake me not, dear friend, full glad am I safe in thy safe return. But where, pray, are Master Alphino and Mistress Alize? Here, my friend. Forgive our lateness. We took the scenic route. Bahamut is no more. The realm is safe. By the heavens, look at you! What horrors your young eyes must have seen. What suffering your young bodies must have borne. Pray tell. Where are you hurt? Your wounds must needs be cleansed and dressed at once. I shall make for you a poultice which draweth out. Be at ease, my friend. We are hale and whole, I assure you. We took a few tumbles. The worst of our hurts are healed. I believe we have grandfather to thank for that. Master Louisoix? Then you met with him once more. Wherefore should Bahamut's thrall seek to ease your suffering? Promise to reveal to all in due course, dear friend. But first, there is a matter which requires our immediate attention. Now that Bahamut is defeated, we deem it best to bar entry to all of the fragments of Dalamund. To this end, we convince the nation's leaders that the danger is past, and invite the corporation in ensuring that the fragments are never again disturbed. Come, let's depart and seek an audience with them forthwith. A moment, sister. You need not burden yourself with this task. Oriange and I are will more than suffice. Why don't you not take this opportunity to rest? The gods know you have earned it. But I am fine, brother. Besides, you've been through as much as I have. Oh, I see now. You would play your game of diplomacy and wish me out of the way. No. Not to be further from the truth, Alize. My lady, it is mine earnest belief that your brother hath your best interests at heart. You have more than done your part. He yet desireth but to relieve you of a burden he might easily bear alone. I have some experience treating with dignitaries, you must allow. And as you never fail to remind me of my fondness for diplomacy, I feel it only right that I remind you of your aversion to it. Then it is settled, Oriange. Pray make arrangements for a chocobo carriage. The ride should give us ample time to prepare our story. Alphino! Though our paths are different, we share the same goal, do we not? But of course, dear sister. Which we have just achieved together stands as testament to that fact. Whatever path we choose to take, our heart shall ever lead us to the same end. That I am certain. Thank you. place I would visit. Might I ask you to accompany me? First, I do believe a change of garments is in order. It won't take a moment. And now to finish. Hello. I like the little Lalafell waddle. The landscape is the same. Of course, there's no reason it would be otherwise. Though it would be poetic for the fragments to magically disappear, I am well aware that they shall remain long after you and I are gone. The world may change irrevocably. Life shall ever go on. Shall we take a closer... Let us take a closer look, shall we? Lead the way. I've no doubt that Alphino will do an admirable job concealing the truth of the calamity. Such truths as were revealed in those dark depths will never see the light of day. I myself agreed that it must be so. What if that the people of Eorzea shall forever remain ignorant of their savior, of your deeds? The injustice of it is almost too much for me to bear. Oh. How typical of you, Falzon. Ever the hero. Even so, I cannot deny that I feel better for your reassurance. But I want you to know that I will never forget. You are the one who freed Grandfather's soul and saved Eorzea from Bahamut's wrath. And though these great deeds will never be remembered in song, their consequences will be felt forevermore by every soul who call this realm home. Yes, this what will do. For Grandfather, Nail, and the dragons of Mericidia, for all those who were taken by the calamity. At long last, a struggle with Bahamut is over. The realm, given new life through the prayers and sacrifices of countless souls, may look to a brighter tomorrow. When the dust of our adventure has settled, I shall embark on a journey. I mean to find my own reason to fight for Eorzea. When I do, I will fight with all my being. I look forward to it. done so much for me, Valzin. One day, I hope to be able to repay you in kind. I have no doubt but that you will continue to help those in need and grow ever stronger in so doing. I shall endeavor to do the same. And if the 12 are kind, I hope one day to become Eorzea's sword in the darkness, as you are. Come what may, you may rest assured that I will not be outdone by Alphino. You go get him, Aleph, I say. When next we meet, I promise that I will not disappoint you. Till that day, fare you well, my friend. And thank you, from the bottom of my heart. Alright, and that basically concludes Bahamut. Now for the Crystal Tower. That being said, we're actually getting pretty close to the end of it. I honestly did not expect all those cutscenes to take all that much time, to be honest. I'm kind of thinking, should I keep going? Or should I keep going, or should I wait until next time to do the next ones and to do Crystal Tower? And I was also planning to do some MSQ, or at least to continue the MSQ, but I'm going to flip a coin, chat. Okay. Hey. Tails, continue. Tails, we do Crystal Tower. We do the Crystal Tower ones before calling it. Heads, we save it till next time. Tails. Guess what, chat? Extended feature. Here we go. For several millennia, the Crystal Tower remained hidden, buried deep underground. But like so many other things that were better left undisturbed, the structure was freed from its stony prison by the great upheaval which accompanied the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. It now stands revealed in all its splendor, a gleaming spear of crystal pointed at the bosom of the heavens. We believe the tower to be the repository of much of the ancients' wisdom. Unfortunately, its entrance is guarded by formidable defenses, and we cannot so much as peep through the keyhole, much less set foot inside. These defenses take the form of statues carved into the likeness of giant swordsmen, The 8 Sentinels, as the Sons are wont to call them, is the first barrier we must overcome. Why not simply fly over them in an airship, you ask? It's been tried before. Any vessel that ventures too close to the tower is blasted out of the air. We either destroy those statues, or the front door is forever beyond our reach. Actually, I am going to be right back. Let's take a break here as I refill my water. Catch you all in a little bit. I have returned with more water and some snacks. But without further ado, time for a performance of the ages. There, that should do the trick. Excellent work. We now possess all 4 of the fangs required to pierce the Crystal Tower's defenses. My compliments, Miss Master Garland. Oh, it was a trifling matter, I assure you. Belton here is the one you should be thanking. Anyway, by my reckoning, there's nothing stopping us from striding up to the Allegan's front door. You can't go without us, Chief? Oh! You can't go without us, Chief! Biggs, Wedge, come to lend a hand, have you? Well, it's not every day. Well, it's not every day you get the chance to study the wonders of the Allegan Empire, is it? The technology makes gala molds look ancient. I appreciate your enthusiasm, lads. I really do. We're not here to take this knowledge for ourselves. Twice in the last decade, the promise of unimaginable power has prompted men to meddle with technology they do not understand. The realm has been dragged onto the very brink of oblivion on both occasions. We shall not be so irresponsible as to risk another. Wedge, do you recall our company's creed? Yes, Chief. It's, freedom through technology? Exactly. Freedom. When we forsook our homeland, we swore that we would have no truck with machines that could be used to promote tyranny. This has not changed. Should you feel tempted to break your oath, remember this. The wonders of the all-knowing Allegan Empire could not save their civilization, and have their damn near doomed us twice. This is why we must explore the Crystal Tower, and, if needs be, seal away its secrets. Compelling viewpoint. It is unyielding wills, such as yours, that have defined the very course of history. It's the boy! So you have returned. What, pray tell, has kept you so wholly preoccupied that you could not spare a moment to inform me of your progress or preservation? Why the task you assigned to me, of course. Surely you have not forgotten about the Aether Sand. I tasked a passing adventurer with delivering it. A more capable courier I could not imagine. Greetings, adventurer. Did I not say we would meet again? I believe an introduction's in order. I am Grahatia, one of the students of Baldessian. I look forward to joining you on your groundbreaking expedition. Grahatia has been assigned to the project as an observer. I hope you will forgive him his eccentricities. Welcome him as one of our own. Welcome aboard, I guess. So then, our fellowship is complete. All stand ready to step into the unknown. 3 cheers for Noah! Noah? This is the name I've chosen for our little collective. Given our differing backgrounds, I cannot very well call ourselves the sons of St. Connacht, can we? We must have a memorable application if our ventures leave its mark in the annals of history. I could claim Noah stands for Nominated Observers of Artifacts Historical. And so it does. Technically, but my true reason for choosing this name stems from the fact that it is shared by a vaunted Allegan Archmagus. An Archmagus? I like the sound of that! Very well. Now that the pressing matter of what to call ourselves has been settled, it is time we set forth to brave the outer defenses of the Crystal Tower. Everyone ready to depart? Roger that. Ready. One second, folks. Just gonna take a nibble. The Crystal Tower lies beyond this portal. Now comes the interesting part. Sid, you are the only one of our number who has ever crossed this threshold. I guess that you take the lead for the present. Say, the energy radiating from these statues is palpable. Lucky for us that it is. One might otherwise stroll past them. Feast your eyes on the elemental defenses which prompted our lengthy preparations. These sentinels prevent would-be intruders from advancing to within 20 yards of the tower's inner reaches. How swift they may be. Hopefully the crystal fangs we took such pains to craft should spare us the inconvenience of instantaneous annihilation. Here, allow me to demonstrate. Chief, it's too dangerous to allow anyone else to risk his life testing one. Quite right. I made these damn things. It's my job to see that they work. Well, abracadabra. Success! I, for one, am convinced. Friends, ready your fangs. Last one is yours, old friend. Seemed only... Haha! We did it! So much for the outer defenses! Indeed, the entrance to the tower is near at hand. My blood fairly sinks with anticipation. Speaking of blood, I have a proposal for the next stage of the expedition. Suggest we wait here while Valzin and a hand-picked party of his adventuring companions enter the tower. What? Without us? I thought we came here to survey the entire structure! We did, and we will, but our investigations must proceed at a more measured pace. If the outside of the palace is this well defended, can you imagine what awaits us on the inside? Only a true hero could reasonably hope to brave the hazards ahead and live to tell the tale. Malson here fits the description better than anyone I know. And it is not as if we shall be idle in his absence. While Valzin and his companions are risking life and limb to beat us a path to the tower, we can head about and analyzing this rubble for evidence on how its technologies function. Your knowledge of ancient lore will be invaluable in that endeavor, Historian Grahatia. Do you ever tired of being right, old man? Valzin, as it seems, I won't be accompanying you. Allow me to at least provide some instruction. The maze that surrounds the base of the tower is known as the Labyrinth of the Ancients. During this initial foray, I suggest you concentrate on ridding the place of hostile elements. When you are reasonably certain the maze is secure, contact me via link shell and we shall join you post-haste. No matter what Master Garland says. Though we would prefer if any relics you encounter remained intact, I have leave to do whatever is necessary to secure ingress to the upper levels of the tower. Fortune go with you, Valzin. Give it to me. And this is where I unlock Labyrinth of the Ancients. So let's go to that. All right. Oh there, Valzin. Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be penned on this historic expedition. The scale of the structure defies comprehension. Someone plainly thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energies of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, one of the tower's inner defenses, judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have to be Phalegathon, not Acheron. Phalegathon. He was a hero of the Allegan Revolution. And you gleaned that from what exactly? His choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allegan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Allegan's extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this! To do about the lava floor. Well, well. There is the foot of the tower. Here it is. Foot of the tower. What surprises do you have in store for us, I wonder? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this little jaunt, old friend. Had you not beaten a path through the maze, I very much doubt we'd be standing here right now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Connacht's Find for the present. There, plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. For prosperity. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses, before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire. According to Valzen's account, the labyrinth's defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Allegan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth. It has somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we'll have no choice but to contain them. Short of leveling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. Rather easier said than done. A task rather easier said than done. The perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defenses has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us! It's like I said, Chief. We founded the Ironworks to make sure that technology was to be used for the right reasons. That means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads. Well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with my own eyes. I must need to hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort, Graha. Knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. He's pouting. As observer, I am not strictly speaking subject to your authority. Do not mistake my intent, Valzen. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one of your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit in our subsequent forays, and if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me. We have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil, gaze upon the glory of the Allegan Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it's time to bring this assembly to close. Let's all focus on the tasks at hand, that our expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. Such a terrible mess. Yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you placed on adventurers, old friend. So, this is the legacy the Allegan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. I believe the fate has conspired to deny me my just rewards once again. It would seem it seems they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. If he moves on, Sid, do not disappoint me. Have you learned nothing? Have you learned nothing from Dalamod? Oh boy, we're in for a collection of cutscenes. Here we go, folks. Some old faces to lift the spirits, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Une and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alleg, sent here by our friends of Baldessian to aid in the investigation. We understand you have trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. It is our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attires are to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises the Cypress Tower, the principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is, we can't get it open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 Sentinels, but it doesn't make it any less effective as a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we had is this elaborate device carved upon it. A man and a woman, representant, elegant royalty by my judge. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed. Why should we exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? The fuck? What the heck? Oh, I don't think any of us expected that to happen. Seven hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guided by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero? You're still alive? Garland, if I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I jest. In light of our recent memories, you have every right to be weary. But rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is, for all intents and purposes, defunct. My association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. So I have been roaming this land, Eorzea, a regular enter around. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these two odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Aleg's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descended from Allegan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plainly, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Allegan ingenuity. Simulacrums? Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave you. Is that not so? It would seem the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. It was not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making that what many would consider deranged claims. If it please you, let us return to the Eight Sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Very well. Seven hells. Do you seriously mean to follow us around? Ooh. Come, Garland. You know me better to think I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An elegant tombstone. It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Ah, jeez. 1 second, folks. Okay, there we go. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldessian. Nay, we are clones. Copies of people who once existed, given life through elegant technology. This is rather a lot to take in. If it would be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created? More specifically, what is it you seek to do? What you now seek to do? Answering your questions requires that we revisit Allegan history. Pray bear with us. The Allegan Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as the symbol of Allegan pride. Parents took their children there, that they may learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole realm, the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allegan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair. Its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alleg to its greatness. Amon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. Founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Zande? None other. As part of his experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of One and Dalga. Ancient texts mention the reigns of two elegant emperors named Zande. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike. To think that the two were in fact one and the same. Zande returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more. And true to Amon's prediction, the Emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could be satisfied with that. In this previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under Allegan domination, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing he had more power to wage his needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Xande turned his sights to a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness again? Seven Hills, what is it with megamaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us. Thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. Oh, gripes. What do you mean by that? Alas, Emperor Xande is very much alive. Within Cypress Tower, he still abides, his ambition burning with all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Are you kidding me? Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy. Energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Dalamon was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Allegan Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Xande's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was right to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia laying dormant, Dalamon was summoned back to the earth, its descendant triggering the Seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. In that moment, Emperor Xande awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness, and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Xande's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Une and Dolga. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fail. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action, concluding that we alone could not overcome Xande. We struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. There's no ordinary man that can cut through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Alson Skycloak, we are confident that we can end Xande's dark ambition once and for all. Huh. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the spoons of... I now see why you knew about the students of Baldessian among a host of other things. You were observing our best engagement the whole time. What shall we do, Valzin? The world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert at saving it. Well, the only thing I know how to do. Correction, the one thing I'm good at doing. You have our eternal gratitude. Together, let us see the Elegant Empire's dark past laid to rest. has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of Allegan civilization. But what worth is that knowledge if it means subjugating the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the Tower's secrets may be lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Unue and Dogga, living, breathing Allegans. And so I hereby declare a change of Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Cypress Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Balzan, as you did for us within the labyrinth of the ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice to say this includes Emperor Xande himself. Leave it to me. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Cypress Tower from the outside world. To work then. I think Nero has other plans. Wait, there is something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean... You inherited that trait from your father, you said. Know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. The elegant eye, you called it. But to us it's the royal eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. I can't tell. Okay, yep. So, you need to remember, no, it's number 5. Cypress Tower. You fight valiantly, mortals, but to no avail. Absolute darkness draws nigh, filled will be on me. Oh. I swear I did not anything for the previous cutscene. I just let it play out. At the very least the Allegans are very big on renewable energy. Oh boy. 1,000. We did it. Defeated Emperor Zande. Empires may rise and fall, but man's undefatigable spirit ever lives on. Truly, you are the champion we had hoped for, Mouse and Skycloak. I never even heard of this word. Why did you make me read it? With Emperor Zande now in eternal rest, his dark legacy may be undone. What are you doing? What are you playing at now, Nero? In case you haven't noticed, Garland, these are dangerous surroundings. Can a man be faulted for exercising due caution? At any rate, you needn't mind me. I'm perfectly capable of looking after myself. Go on, finish what you came to do. No. There are two ways that we may seal off Cypress Tower. Either isolate it from the outside world, or cripple its ability to produce energy. A choice of method is yours to make. Before you proceed, however, Dog and I must needs attend to a task. Portion. What is it? The power that Zande sought to obtain from the void. The world of darkness, our people called it. And the true nature of that power was none other than the armies of Voidsent. Voidsent feed on ether, as you may already know. No plane is richer in it than ours. In exchange for their allegiance, Zande entered into an unholy covenant. He would open a gate through which the Voidsent could freely enter our world. The covenant, I'm afraid to say, is still in effect. However, being of the Emperor's lineage, Winne and I believe we can annul it. By his blood, Zande sealed his dark pact. By our blood, it shall be undone. It is time. Yes, Doga. Finally, we may fulfill our purpose. Oh, be still my beating heart. For a moment I feared that this outing would end in disappointment, but my readings were not mistaken. Not even the ultimate weapon compares to this. What are you going on about? It's getting bigger. The covenant is everlasting. Why now? So Marasidia is brought into the fold. Soon all the world shall be united under Allagan rule. And yet, with every dream that becomes reality, the memory of death grows ever more vivid. An endless void, bereft of light and warmth. Though I may have defeated death, it did not leave me unscathed. Nay, its ravening claws have scarred my soul for eternity. Never shall I know peace. Beings without will, you cannot fathom my rage, my melancholy, my fear. What worth is wealth and power when all must inevitably be consigned to nothingness? If man has nothing, he need not know the pain of loss. So let there be nothing. Harvest more power, that the gate may be thrown full open. Let the cloud of darkness come and engulf the world, devouring all life, hopes, and dreams. Let all be returned to nothingness. What? How's it? Pull yourself together. Is there no end to them? What in the seven hells is happening? Not now. Huh. Ooh. What happened to your hammer, man? Nero, were they part of your grand plan too? Save your japes, Garland. I didn't put up with your arrogant face to play with worthless clones. Something controls them. A void scent. No ordinary one at that. Doga! He's been sucked into the butthole. Confound it! Without them, there's no way to master the darkness. That power is mine. Well, looks like he's going in whether he wants to or not. No! Ah! The providence shall be honored. I am the cloud of darkness. I shall devour your light and return this world to the void. Well, shit. Damn, the rift is gone. What are we supposed to do now? As much as it pains me to leave without them, there's precious little we can do. Let's return to the find and consult Rambaros. The world of darkness. We're almost there, friends. friends, you've arrived. Just waiting for my engineers to give the signal. Then we'll see if we can open a gateway to the other world. Hmm? Is there something amiss, Graha? Ah, Emperor Xande's throne. How the mighty have fallen, eh? Once it stood as a symbol of Alec's art and power. Now it's nothing more than an empty chair. Just imagine if Alec and civilization had lived on. That just Emperor sits and still sat on that throne. How different would our history be? Much further would we have advanced? Unfortunately, there was no stopping Xande in his ambition. There were those who tried. Xande's war of domination left no one unscathed. Unable to abide the horrors inflicted upon the people, warriors young and brave took up the sword against Alec. These men and women became as beacons of hope to those who had suffered, not unlike the warriors of light in our age. So me. But all this merely hastened the destruction. Just as they moved towards Alec's heart for the kill, Xande lashed out in anger and frustration, as trapped beasts are wont to do. In his desperation, Xande desired a great rift to be opened to hasten the cloud of destruction's coming. To this end, he commanded the sun's power held within Dalaman to be emptied into Sycra's tower at once. The act bore terrible consequences. The tower only withstood the blast by flooding the land below with energy. Sycrus was swallowed by the very earth upon which it stood. Fourth umbral calamity. I had learned of its cause from Une and Doga. No idea that the rebellion incited Xande to rashness, though. Your knowledge for Allegan history is astounding, Graha. Why a man could study for 2 lifetimes and only learn half of what you know. Mayhap. It is strange, though. I can't seem to remember where I learned such things. Ah, Biggs. Are you ready? Ready and roaring to open the Void Gate, Chief. We reckon that when this machine's up and running, she'll be able to float 5 airships the size of the Agrius. Just give us the word, and we'll start channeling energy into the tower. Good. Then let's get started. Our preparations are complete. Everyone step away from the throne. Alright, let's see what this machine can do. Now, Biggs. Awaken thy butthole. Ah, a rift to the world of darkness, as Une called it. Splendid work, Master Garland. We can't break out the meat just yet. Tough part's still ahead. Broken into the dark realm, but the gate's not all that stable. It won't stay open forever, and only a few can use it. I, for one, will remain here to ensure the Void Gate stays open. As for the Sons of St. Connacht, this rift is our sole path to salvation. If it closes, we are all truly lost. Which leaves Valzen. Friend, 'tis a heavy burden I must task you with. There are none more able. For I lead the adventurers beyond the rift. I do not know what awaits you, save the cloud of darkness and our 3 comrades. But you must go, for the fate of our world now rests upon your shoulders. My very tiny shoulders, mind you. This is our only gambit, but I have every faith you'll succeed. There will be no small feat to return after you pass beyond the rift. Make certain you are prepared before leaving. You want to come with, don't you, Graha? Might I have a moment of your time, Valzen? There is a matter of import we must needs discuss ere you leave. Hold on a sec. I think the World of Darkness ones are first. I'm pretty sure. Now for the far cloud of darkness. Who disturbs the gloom? Ah, mortals from the realm of light, you have not stumbled upon the purpose. I am the cloud of darkness. What I do not smother, I devour. What I cannot devour, I destroy. The covenant is everlasting. All mortals before the flood of darkness will sink lifeless into the void. I fart in your general direction. Now let's go back to here. World of Darkness. Yep. Where in the Seven Hills are they? Without them to stem the energy in the tower, our defeat of the cloud aids our cause little. Dolga! On the way! Can you hear me? Nero? Must you be so infernally loud? Are you so keen to attract more void scent? Though I don't blame you for missing my company. I think the 12, are you alright? You're so purple now, Nero. All right as can be expected. In a way, says simply passed out. Nero, by the gods, what happened to you? Alas, his wounds were too deep, and allowed this foul place entry to his body. Now the darkness claws at the ether of his very form. Would that we could have protected him. The cloud of darkness was bound by Xande's unholy covenant to bring prosperity to Allagan royalty. The same blood that sealed this contract gives us a measure of protection. Say a measure, for this vow does not protect us from other void sent. The cloud imprisoned us here precisely to unleash fiends upon us. We would be dead had Nero not defended us so valiantly. Mistake not my actions for kindness. I have use for you yet in Eorzea. Simply couldn't let harm befall you here. Wow. On way. You're safe. My friends have come for us. Have they? Perhaps, Dolga. There is yet hope we may fulfill our purpose. I think the fog cloud's coming back. Mortals, you have dared to challenge me, and now must face my wrath. Did you think to destroy me and my realm? Here, I am eternal. I will smother your light and entomb your bones amongst my shadows. Are we truly so powerless here? As long as we fight the cloud in this realm, I fear so. Yet, we may not be able to destroy it. This may be our chance to stop it. If we strike now, whilst the clouds can barely hold her form, mayhap we can sever Xande's covenant. Yes, raise the bridge between the crystal tower and this foul place once and for all. Balzan, Graha, you must flee. You and Dolga mean to stay here? This is madness. You must return with us. No one but you can save the world from the threat of the crystal tower. Oh, crap. Eh? This trickery. Oh, blood. You too gain protection from Xande's blood. Grahatir, you are possessed by royal blood. That is why the royal eye runs in your line. It is a gift you have inherited. Graha, you have been granted authority over the Crystal Tower. I thought time would consume all of Alag that was. That a man should still live with his forebears' blood in this age can be no coincidence. Some person must have planted this gift in your line, used the highest of Alagan technology to do so. True, the Crystal Tower is not like to recognize you as Alagan, not as you are now. Your royal eye bespeaks the simple truth. Within you dwells one feeble glitter that will illuminate all, the light of hope. But how should I use this light? Pray tell! Must gain control of the Crystal Tower. We will share our blood with you, Graha. Though its effects will be but ephemeral, will bolster the Alagan presence within you. This is our gift to you, that you may fulfill your destiny. All with the royal eye are bound to by fate to Alag. Our part in this journey is to bury Xande's dark ambitions in the past. That was the true Unwei and Dolga's purpose, one we have carried into the future. Know that as long as this light of hope survives in you, our souls will still remain, even if our bodies are lost. Now he has 2 red eyes. You must leave us as well, Nero. I'm sorry we cannot live up to your expectations. Must return to you what is yours, though. You dropped it whilst defending us. What you seek by this instrument may not be possible, Nero. Do not give up. There are many other paths that await you. Of course they do. Doka, run away. You. We shall never forget you. Now, Bowsen, Nero, let us quit this place. You shall not escape me, impudent children of light! Oh, really? Then how come you can't hit us? No. You shall not escape us. Here, Xander's bloodstained dreams of glory end. There! The glint of light! It grows faint, and the bridge between realms grows fragile by the Covenant and annulment. If the light dies, we're stranded here. Hurry! Yeah. Jesus, Nero. No. Nero, no! You must move! Leave me. I don't need you. I die here, it'll be because I bloody well decided to. I failed to master darkness, not suffer watching a green boy master the tower. You do what you will with it, but remember me, son of Alag. I am Nero Tol Skeva, the man who will outdo Alag and Garland. That was what you hoped to. May the Crystal Tower again be a beacon of hope for mankind. Go, damn you! Later, jackass! Onwards. This is not where I came to rest. But how? So these damn clones did it after all. Now, onwards! Ah! Oh. You owe me what? You owe me, Nero. The hell's I do? Oh, that is salt in Nero's wound. My hat's facing through the floor. You are unharmed. You returned unharmed. Thank the gods. When the void gate started to close, I've never felt so powerless in all my life. You're running about like madmen trying to keep the gate open, and then the chief actually went and dived in. But if you're all... Where on the way in Doga? They're not... I see. I'll miss the two of them dearly, but I'm happy they fulfill their purpose. We who live on must still attend to the Crystal Tower. though we now have no one able to seal it. That is not true, my friend. Unway and Dolga have entrusted me with their blood. I can now control the Crystal Tower. Graha! Yes! I can see it in your eyes. Good! Let's put an end to this and seal away the tower. I understand your instincts, Rambros, but please, give us a moment to rest. I am weary to the bone, and Nero and Valazan are both emerged from a long battle. Of course, of course. Yeah, you have the right of it. Come, let's leave this place for a spell and repair to St. Connacht's Find. No one but you could have succeeded in the world of darkness, Valzin. But that I could have been more use beyond the rift. That Sans was but a vessel for Dolga and Onway's blood. Have I remembered what I wished to? Yes, something has come back to me. Gaining royal blood and witnessing true bravery has reminded me of my forebear's dearest wish. We need not speak of those things right now. It's not my place to keep you. Pray, go on ahead. There's something small I would do before I return. I could not have asked for a better comrade. I could have been a part of your adventures for longer, Valzin. Alas, fate dictates I have a different role to play. A wish hidden for millennia, brought to light by the good people of Noah. Now finally, 'tis my time to see it realized. And now, let's finish this. Go no further, my friends. The doors will close ere long. So you are of a mind to seal the tower, Graha. I know time is of the essence, but all I ask is a hint of your plan. Please, come here so we can discuss this. No, my apologies, but I cannot. Come man, what is this nonsense? If aught is amiss, surely we can help. Not this time, my friend. Just as Onway and Dolga fulfilled their destiny, so too must I fulfill mine. My blood has awakened me to this fact. As my father told me, the truth has always lain with Alec. Rather, 'twas there the wish I must grant was born. You see, not all the world perished in Sunday's calamity. Survivors stood amidst the ruins of Alec, looking to the Crystal Tower, but it was nowhere to be seen. Yet they hoped its spires would again dominate the land. Pray that the Crystal Tower would be a beacon of hope to people everywhere. Word of this soon reached the only member of Alec's royalty to outlive the Empire, the Princess Selena. Selena was moved by the people's dearest wish. She used the very best of Alec's technology to give her blood and memories to he whom she trusted most. The man was my forebearer. For millennia we waited. Alec's art and ingenuity faded. Royal blood grew thin. But before the last drop could vanish from the realm, the memory of all this returned to me. Now I must fulfill the wish of the ancients. The tower will shine forth as a new beacon of hope. Graha, Crystal Tower's strength poses too great a threat to Eorzea now. We would need technology as advanced as Alex to use it correctly. As things stand, we barely understand the tower's workings. Hell, we may never fully comprehend them. 'Tis as you say, Sid. We could wait for someone someday to reach the same heights as Alec. By then we will have lost the royal blood and the means to control the tower. What if I do as Amon did? Put the tower into a deep sleep. What? You cannot mean that! I am deadly serious, Sid. The tower must only be used once men rival the Alex in knowledge. I will slumber within Cypress Tower. Until then, to greet those with the means to open the gates. Then I will guide them, and thus will the tower shine forth as the beacon of hope it was meant to be. It is the only way to make the wishes of the ancients come true. The future is where my destiny awaits. But yours lies outside these doors. Go, create a future where hope reigns, and the tragedies of the past are but memories. No one but you can accomplish such things. Nothing we say will make you change your mind, will it? Onwards toward a bright future. Won't be easy, of course. That's exactly why we'll do it. We'll catch up with the Alec. Just you wait. We'll cover all that lost ground before you even know it. Well said, Wedge. It'll only be a few years before we come knocking, Graha. Then you're in for a rude awakening. You shall be witness to Noah's accomplishments. Pray keep alive our successes. Forgive us our failures. And may we meet again, my friend. May keep you then, and Ramboros. I look forward to learning of your exploits. And you, Valzen, I know history will remember you. No doubt your heroism will be the star by which I chart my course when I awake. Well, now I must rest. Calling so much has put me in the mood for sleep. Farewell, my friends. I eagerly await a future born of your courage and the ancients' wish. There he goes. I know there would have been more context if I did the quests, but it's movie time. Though it's almost over, though. Because now, it's time for the last cutscene. Crystal Tower slumber again, then. Just be quiet for my taste. Goodbye, Sid. I must put all this at my back. Possibility beckons, I am bound to follow. New dawn has come for me. And there we have it, folks. That is the coils of Bahamut and Crystal Tower. And we have gone well past the usual time just to finish all this. But suffice to say, thank you all for tuning in. And, tune in next week. I do plan on continuing Ender Lily's Quietus of the Nights, and we'll be back with the MSQ next week. But for now, I know it's imploding and going and really going down the drain right now, but the only other place you can find me is on Twitter at the Rippington, and I am still a bit too introverted to show off my Discord, let alone set up a server. But for now, and as always, I've been Rippington, and until next time, folks.